Good afternoon, guys. It's 5 p.m. Today is Wednesday and June 1st, first day of the month, right? So let me walk you through the chart and the notes, right? Okay, so now first of all, right? So M-box wave video, right? So I have issues, I'm having issues with Rhythmic, Ninja, and M-box wave together, somehow. So from last 2-3 days, that's why I'm not preparing the videos, right? So I will be able to fix it pretty soon, right? So and then I will start again the videos, for M-box wave also. But for now, we have to go with the regular videos, So so today's story is also simple, So price is now stuck between yesterday and overnight range across the board. So it is going to move either today out of that range or tonight, right? So idea is it is going to move off that range. ES is all about 64, 70 and 38 area, right? Where it spent most of the time yesterday. So these two areas are important, right? And so does the opening, I guess, right? So opening area, wherever it opens, that opening is important. Simple. In conjunction with this two area, right? So it's open around, I think, 54 or so, right? So above all buyers, in between both parties. So I'm saying 38 to 70, in between, and wherever it opens, it's both parties active, right? Above 70 buyers, below 38 sellers will keep it down, right? That is the idea to begin with, right? Going into the day. Now NQ below hunting level 750, right? So for sellers, this area, this and this, and dream number. So below all this sellers are there, above all this buyers are there, right? And now above dream numbers, first sign of some buyers, above 750, second sign of some buyers, and then today's open, right? So NQ essentially I am saying above dream numbers you have to be careful. Buyers could be there, active, right? If it goes below, sellers would be active, simple. Russell above 1864, buyers, above between 1864 to 1992, it's a ping pong game. But as long as it is holding above 1864, some buyers will be there. Below that, sellers will try to take it down, right? Dow is this level, right? Similar story. Crude also same thing. See, gray area between these two. Above, and then also I said this area has some buyers in it. So price has to go below to attract some sellers. Okay. Dream number 652, 682. Above both buyers, below both sellers. Okay. So these are the dream numbers, dotted lines. Above both buyers, right? Above 750, more buyers, right? And below all of them sellers, right? So yes, 38 to 64, right? Ping pong area, but above 38 some buyers, below this some sellers, in between ping pong, right? So you can see buyers, sellers, right? And then intraday stuff comes into picture, right? So this 54 was opening, right? So opening was important, correct? So I'm going to draw a line at 54, roughly here, right? Or maybe here somewhere, right? So above all buyers, so price open at 54, right? So above some buyers there, because now it is above 38, above this, right? NQ straight up, right of the open, above dream number, so buyers are there in the open, correct? Internals were good of the open. Then what happened? Then price shoot higher, correct? Went straight into this resistance. So in this code what we talked about is this area is not for short. Buyers are still active as long as it is holding above 38. That is what we have to assume. Internals are good. And then what we saw, price balance started balancing, right? Getting a rejection from here. Still I said buyers are still active, right? Now at that point, then AD started going down, right? But still I said ignore AD, right? Then price again went higher, make a new high, little bit slight new high, right? At that time I said buyers are still there, AD is fake, unless price goes down and join the AD. And ideally NQ has to go below this 767, 750, then you can short ES. Otherwise it's risky to short ES just based on the AD. AD can fake you out, right? But we noted the divergence here. Remember, I also said there is a divergence here. When it made a new high, AD was right here at below. Right? There was a AD divergence. But I said ignore the divergence. Divergence is to take profit, not to short. So no shorts, but we can observe it, right? And then price went down to 45, 38, right? So I took all this long, right? I explained also why, right? So, and what to do, right? So I took this long, stop out to point this long, then I discuss about all these scenarios, right? You can take a stop loss here and then 41, 38 area, right? And how I manage my trade, right? So on the way up, I built out this trade, I held this trade also. But here, when it came down, and then there was a news right around here, right? ISM news. NQ, NQ was only this trade if you want to take it, but I did not take this trade. It was chopping around, but this was a good trade at 750 at the time. Then I was only observing NQ. What NQ does. Can it go higher? And it did go higher here. Here at this time I said it has to go higher now, right? And then also I said now it's too much chop. So if buyers are really aggressive, they have to push it higher. If it goes back below 767, then I will assume some sellers are being active now, and then there is a trouble for these buyers. So at that during ISM, price went down, right, all the way below 750. So that was the first hint I got, but it could fake you out too. And so basically it went up and closed higher, right? At this point I have a full confidence this could be a trap seller situation, and now price can go higher, but there is no long here. You have to wait for a breakout pullback, right? Same thing for ES. So here I said ES, all ES has to do is go above 56 to get the buyers. So above 56 you can start going long, otherwise no buyers, still, and then it has to hold this 38.41, right? So then what happened? Price tried to go higher one more time. It failed from this 54 area, right, or 53, whatever. Then it came down, took out this. This was the time to short, because by that time we also discussed ADS to pause, started going higher. But despite these things, while price was balancing, AD continued to go down. So at this point, internals took over, and then NQ sliced through this 750 again. At that time in Discord, I said, this was a short. So despite having 3 losses, right, this was on the long side. Now sellers are active. So right here, when this bar closed here, right, and then pop up little bit here at 750, right, here I said you can take a short. At the same time, ES you can take a short at here 38 or 37, right? That was the trade of the day. This we lose, but see, I only lose on this one, right? This one was break even, but then I made it up, right? So, and this was your trade, because at the time now all these guys trap. AD continues to go down, at least up to dream number you can hold that trade, and then you have to manage it, so so then you can manage it after that, right? So after that, let's say you missed out, you didn't take this trade, right? So after that, what? So by this time, price is telling you that it wants to go further down. I also typed it, right? Where is the most likely the target for sellers, right? Yesterday's pending sellers target, which was 4,079 or 4,050, right? Which is 50 is right here, right? And this is a 79. And you can see 79 their target. They took the profit most likely, and then price bounced, right? So that's where that was the good area to take profit, and in between also you can take profit, So here, when price was going down, by that time now internals are already started from plus 1500, now they are at minus 1500, right? So that much selling is going on. So obviously any pullback, sellers are going to take it down, right? So when here price chopped around at this 96 or 4100 area, then it pulled back, right, to the upside. This was the 15 area. If you remember yesterday, that 15 area has an importance both ways, right? So today also 15 area provided a pause here. So on the way up, this area may act as a resistance, after going down, right? That's the first clue. Then by the time internals were totally, momentum was to the downside, AD was down, right? And then we got this pullback straight up, correct? Now at the time NQ going into dream number and this blue line, 660, 650 area, right? After, remember, below dream number sellers, below 38 sellers, right? So now it pulled back from Globex low all the way up to here, right? This is a good location to short, okay? Because that was the only line available, first line, and the way it went higher, the way NQ ES came to 15, this was a good short, and that's the only short. And I probably, hold on, so let me see, let's see if try to match it up. There you go, see that 38.2, see. So but regardless of that, this was a good short right at the level, right? So actually, so I came back around, around somewhere around here, to do something at my desktop for my personal stuff anyway. So I looked at these things, right? At the same time, price was right here, right here, it was right here. So I'm not saying after the fact, looking at this, that should have been trade, right? So here I took the screenshot at that time, right here, see that? So I did not hide the price, whatever the future price, I don't know, because you can see it, right? There is a level here, so that means it is at the time 11 o'clock I took that screenshot, not after that, So I took the screenshot, and then my wife called me, so actually I went there, and then I forgot to post it in Discord at that time, But this was the trade at the time I took it, I not took it, but I put the arrow right there, that this could be a good shot, right? And then I forgot to share it anyway. But if you are watching it, this 15 and this, and look at the momentum completely to the downside, right? And this was a straight up move, so you have to short it, at least back to this low, and then see if it is pauses around, try to go higher, you bail out. Otherwise you hold it till this area. NQ most likely this yesterday's low, this 480, previous day's low, and you can see it. See, look at this, right? And then when it came back up, right here, right? So now see, ideally looking at this down move, you do not want price to go all the way back to same 650 area, right? That is something off scenario. So now you don't want to trade these things at the first test, but instead you look for pause or something, when you see this pause, right, price rotating around, right, two things can happen. You can take a breakdown, breakout, you're not interested, right? You can take a breakdown, which is happened after 354, right? So you are not supposed to trade this later on move, so you just let it go. So there is no trade here, because real trend down day, you do not want this thing, to go all the way like this. That's risky to fade it, at the second test. So there is no trade there. So that was the only trade. Long, there is no long here, because we know below 38 sellers are there, so there is no long, right? As we discussed, now you can't take the long, as I said right here, that now you can't take a long, right? Only shorts. These were the only shorts today, And then this one, we knew the divergence right here, right? But we ignored it, right? And we also knew the importance of 56 at that time, and it held it right here instead of going higher. So that was the first clue. And then ISM news, breakdown, pullback, breakdown, final breakdown. That was the trade, and this was the confirmation. So by the time Russell was also going below 64, Dow was also going below 33,070. All these things were in line, So that's why you take this later on short as a follow through, So that be all for today. I'll see you tomorrow.